Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Rashford returns. Rashford scored twice in a behind closed doors friendly against Blackburn. So that's good news from a Man United perspective. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while and he did have an operation on his shoulder. Will look much better now though that Marcus Rashford is back. Like I've said, he's more effective on the left hand side than he is on the right and centrally. It said a few weeks ago though that Marcus Rashford looked sharp in training after injury shoulder operation. Rashford has endured his bad periods at Man United. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7. He's been in our senior squad since 2016. And he's under contract with Man United until 2023. Now, Solskjaer blocks Donny van de Beek's exit. Sky Sports recently said that Everton remain interested in Donny van de Beek. Don't forget Everton were close to signing Donny van de Beek on loan in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer rejected Donny van de Beek's exit. Now, Donny van de Beek's agent is said to be working hard to find a new club for his client. Not so long ago, Donny van de Beek was furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal. Van de Beek was spotted throwing chewing gum in the dugout. Donny van de Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. The other week, Don Hutchinson told Donny van de Beek to leave Man United to save his Man United career. And a few weeks ago, Paul Ince said that Donny van de Beek has absolutely no chance of staying at Man United. Van de Beek has been at Manchester United for 18 months. Van de Beek played no part against Everton last weekend. He played no part against Villarreal. He played the full 90 minutes against West Ham in the Carabao Cup the other week and he put a very good performance out. He also started against Young Boys in the Champions League, but Solskjaer taken Van de Beek off at half-time in that game and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for that. Because Van de Beek was our best player in the first half of that game. But like I've said before, I haven't really had much of a perception on Van de Beek at Man United because he's not been given enough game time, but in general, he's a good player. A few weeks ago now, Van de Beek told Solskjaer his best position. He reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. And earlier on this season, Van de Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. We got Van de Beek for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Now, Solskjaer's future as manager could depend on the next 10 games. We've got a tough run of games coming up. Obviously, we play Leicester away after the international break. Then obviously we've got Liverpool in the league. Then after that we've got Tottenham in the league. and then it's Man City. Also got to play Chelsea within the next 10 games. Now Solskjaer is under pressure because we have only won 2 of our last 6 games in all competitions. But reports have said that Solskjaer will not be sacked, despite a topsy-turvy start to the season. Man United are still fully committed to Solskjaer and have no plans to replace the club legend as manager despite a poor run of results. The vast majority of Manchester United fans are demanding Ollie out. Maybe there's still some Man United fans that are Ollie in. Obviously, you've got some United fans that are demanding Antonio Conte to replace Solskjaer. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. And some United fans are demanding Zidane in. Solskjaer got very good backing in the summer transfer window this year. John Murtough backed him, Darren Fletcher backed him, Ed Woodward has backed him, and the Glazers backed him. I give you the news on the Glazers earlier on today. The Glazers are selling 8% of Manchester United and the shares of 137 million. Man United did enjoy a very good summer transfer window this year. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent 141 million in this year's summer transfer window. Solskjaer has enjoyed like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has to win a trophy at Manchester United to basically save his job. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Well, we know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, and that's to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. We have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles. But we should be winning the league this season because we've got a title winning squad, so there's no more excuses. But like I've said to you, we're playing as individuals, we're not playing as a team like Gary Neville said not so long ago. And I said at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. In the summer, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024, and like I mentioned, we made a mistake giving him that new contract because I can assure you won't see it out, and I think a lot of Man United fans will agree with me on that aspect. I think Solskjaer had like 7 or 8 months left on the 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. Solskjaer's not the long-term manager for Man United. Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. And there's a lot of United fans that have got strong reservations about his decision-making. I've certainly got reservations about his decision-making because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United is being tactically naive. But I'll revert back to what I've said on a lot of my other videos. With Solskjaer being a legend of the club, our board have got a soft stance on him. And the reason he's still Man United manager is because he's a club legend. Solskjaer's got a pedigree as a player. You know, obviously he won a lot of trophies as a Man United player. Solskjaer's most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final back in 1999, and he obviously won the club the treble, and that's the club's greatest achievement. You know, Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for almost 3 years. And Solskjaer has learnt a few different things on the job, but there's still plenty of things he's got to learn because he's still a young coach. And Solskjaer has gained some managerial experience, reflecting how long he's been at the club. Solskjaer has managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason Solskjaer got the job permanently was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager, but there was United fans that thought we made a mistake giving him the job permanently. Maybe we should have waited until the end of that particular season to decide or not whether he is the right candidate. But, you know, I have got to give credit to Solskjaer. I've got to say he has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. Obviously, you've got Juan Mata here from the David Moyes era still. Obviously, there's still some players here from the Louis van Gaal era that Solskjaer's inheriting, and there's still quite a few players here from the Jose Mourinho era. There's only Jones and De Gea here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. Because Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job. You know, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin, you know, Solskjaer is managing one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. And Solskjaer knew he had a lot to do when he came in. And since he's come in, you know, Solskjaer has made good signings. He's signed 14 players so far. Obviously, in the summer of 2019, Ollie recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Back in January 2020, he recommended Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Ighalo in on loan. In the summer of 2020, he recommended Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. Got 4 of those players on deadline day in the summer of 2020. And in this year's summer transfer window, like I've already mentioned, he brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane and re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We've spent like 441 million under the Solskjaer era. Ollie's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, you know, which he knew he had to do. He's got rid, you know, of quite a lot of players permanently. He's loaned quite a few players out. You know, the players he's got rid of permanently, obviously, offloaded Daniel James in this year's summer transfer window. He was the only player to be offloaded permanently in this year's summer transfer window, which was disappointing. Solskjaer also released Joe Pereira and Sergio Romero. Back in January, he offloaded Ighalo, Fossa Mensah and Marcus Rojo. Solskjaer's also let players like Youngo, Valencia go, Smalling go, and that trio were long-serving players at the club. Also let Darmian go. He offloaded Fellaini back in January 2019. He offloaded Ander Herrera and Angel Gomez. Also offloaded Lukaku and Sanchez. So they are, you know, a lot of the players Solskjaer's got rid of permanently. The players we loaned out in the summer transfer window were loaned Brandon Williams out to Heath Chom, Facundo Pellistri, loaned Andres Pereira, Tuan Zebe and Ethan Laird. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth, and Solskjaer's more or less giving everybody their chances to express themselves, of course including the young players. Progress has been made under Ole, because obviously Solskjaer's got us to semi-finals, he got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season, you know, he got us to the EFL semi-final last season, he got us to the FA Cup quarter-final last season. Last season, he got us to the Europa League final, and that was his first major final as Man United manager, but unfortunately, we didn't win it, so there you go. Last season, Solskjaer got us a second place finish. In his first full season, he got us a third place finish. You know, so they're the things, you know, I've got to credit Ollie for. I don't know what it is with us, you know, we just can't seem to win at home. We've been far superior away from home in the league than we have been at home. We are unbeaten in our last, 29 Premier League away games. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League since January 2020. So what we're doing away from home, we need to replicate that at home. But, you know, despite me criticising Solskjaer a lot, he is our best manager since Ferguson, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm expecting Manchester United to sell players next year. Like I've said, there's a very good chance we're going to offload Martial. I think we're going to be offloading Van der Beek, but like I mentioned earlier, Solskjaer's blocked Van der Beek's exit. Cavani, I think he'll leave as well next year. Juan Mata will leave next year. I think Lingard will leave next year. I want Fred to leave next year as well. Don't know if he's going to, because Fred isn't good enough to represent the club. I also wanted to offload Matic next year as well. Tellez, I think he'll go next year. I think Jones will go next year. I think Bailly could go next year. And I think we'll offload Diego Dalot next year. I revert back to what I've said in my other videos. You know, there is quite a few players that do not get in our team. Obviously, you've got Dean Henderson that doesn't get in goal now because obviously De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. He said a few weeks ago that Dean Henderson wants a loan move away from Man United. Tellez doesn't get in the team, obviously, hardly. Tellez only played recently because Luke Shaw wasn't available. Luke Shaw's just come back from minor injury and illness. You know, Jones doesn't get in the team. Bailly and Lindelof don't get in the team, obviously, with the arrival of Varane in the summer transfer window. The only reason Lindelof's been playing recently is because Maguire is out with injury for a few weeks. You know, Dalot doesn't get in the team. You know, Donny van der Beek, like I've said, doesn't get enough game time. Juan Mata doesn't get in the team. Lingard doesn't get in the team much. And Edison Cavani, you know, he doesn't really get in the team. But surprisingly, he started against Everton last weekend. Now, earlier on today, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Man United are losing time to convince Paul Pogba to stay. Man United set Paul Pogba deadline. Man United want Paul Pogba's future to be sorted by Christmas, as the Red Devils hope he will sign a new contract worth £400,000 a week. Pogba receives £290,000 a week at the moment on his current contract. Well, Paul Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. Well, earlier on this season, it said Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. It said Man United must sell Paul Pogba in January to buy players. A few weeks ago, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Paul Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer. Mino Raiola did say that cheering is still in Paul Pogba's heart, and yeah, and he said the other week though that Juventus have no plans to re-sign Pogba next summer. A few weeks ago, Paul Pogba's brother Matthias Pogba came out and said that Paul Pogba is yet to decide on his future, and he said his contract situation is up in the air. Pogba's enjoyed a very good start to the Premier League season. He's already got 7 assists. We play Paul Pogba a lot now on the left-hand side, in more of an advanced role. I think he's better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. Last season, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid 89 million for him. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. And Pogba's enjoyed 6 years at Man United since he rejoined. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. And obviously, the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo was annoyed with Solskjaer after Man United's 1-1 draw with Everton. Obviously, Ronaldo stormed down the tunnel. Solskjaer got criticised for not starting Ronaldo against Everton. And Solskjaer did come out and say that I had no regrets over not starting Ronaldo. Ronaldo's done really, really well since he re-signed. He's already scored 5 goals. Ronaldo saved us against Villarreal because he scored the winning goal in the 95th minute of stoppage time, and if it weren't for Ronaldo, I wouldn't have won that game. But I'll revert back to what I've said before. Ronaldo can't keep saving Solskjaer. Ronaldo's obviously made it clear that he wants to retire at Man United and then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. He's 36 at the moment. And Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Well, Ronaldo's under contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives 480 grand a week. So he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Ronaldo's already the all-time record scorer in the Champions League, and earlier on this season he became the all-time international top scorer with 2 late goals against Ireland. So he's the greatest player of all time. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon, and with more videos coming up tomorrow.